Peace, brothers and sisters. This is Dr. Siddiqui Chebaye coming to you again, thanking you for blessing me to enter into your home to share with you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that I have been blessed with in honor by our Creator, in honor of our ancestors. Today's topic is Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa means first fruit or first crop. And Kwanzaa was uh, brought to us by the Honorable Dr. Ron Malana Karanga. Dr. Ron Malana Karanga was a professor, is a professor, and the chairman of the African Studies Department at California State University in Long Beach, California. Now, what brought about Kwanzaa in the Honorable Dr. Ramalana Karanga's mind was after the Watts um, riots in the 60s, 1960s. He wanted to devise a strategy on how we can reestablish our community, our families, and our culture. So he did some extensive studies in our African culture and found out that through his research that we've been doing this all the time, but we didn't call it Kwanzaa. And Kwanzaa is based on an ancient and modern celebration in Egypt and in southeastern Africa, including the Zulus. They called it the festival that they had that all the people came together in the community to celebrate, to give honor to our ancestors, and to commemorate the African heritage of Black Americans that whose ethnic history was actually stolen from us or taken from us through the slave trade. So he wanted to reestablish our position in life uh, as the original people, as celebrating our uh, holy days. But this is not a religion. Kwanzaa is based on 7 principles out of the many principles, which are universal principles. And I will let you know, I'll tell you about those principles in a minute. But let me give you a little bit more background on this. What we're talking about Kwanzaa. And Kwanzaa, um, like I said, commemorates us because everything was taken from us over here in America. And we want to reestablish our position, reestablish our community, our family, our culture, our heritage. And but Dr. Ron Malana Karanga, he comes to Philadelphia every year, and he is hosted by Queen Mother Maisha Ngozo, I'm sorry, Queen Mother. And Queen Mother, I want to give you a little background on my relationship with Queen Mother. Is that I first met her through Queen Mother Annie Hyman, who is the founder of the PASCEP, PASCEP, which means Pan African Studies Community Education Program, which Queen Mother Annie Hyman wanted to start at Temple University. So she approached Dr. Malife Asante, who was the director of the Pan African Studies Department at Temple University, and it was approved that we would start the community education program, which all universities should give us that, since they're in our communities. So she approached me, Queen Mother Anna Hyman's approached me and asked me, did I want to be on the the voting committee, which was an honor to me. And I said yes right away. So Queen Mother Maisha Angoza, she was one of the candidates. So we voted her in. She's a beautiful sister, beautiful sister. She is one of the major ones who's keeping Kwanzaa going in the Philadelphia area specifically. And so she hosts the Honorable Dr. Ramalana Karanga every year to bring him to Philadelphia so that we can celebrate Kwanzaa. He gives seminars and speaking engagements on Kwanzaa. So, so Queen Mother Annie Hyman, the founder of PASEF, SEP, she was a beautiful person. She's from Huntsville, Alabama, and she is one of the most sweet, very sweet person, very humble, and a grateful person. She's one of the greatest that I've ever met, and I really appreciate her. She's an ancestor right now, Happy New Life ancestor, and her best friend, which was Queen Mother Nana Okofo, who is the ordained queen in Ghana. I often went over her house and we broke bread together. I used to bring fresh health food dishes over there, and we sat down and talked and all of that. Oh, she told me some stories. There was all that. I love to hear the elders tell their stories, and we laughed and talked and joked and everything. I used to take her to the doctors in the supermarket and those kind of things there. But Queen Mother Hyman, the founder, she took sick, and I fixed a health food meal, a health meal to her, vegetarian meal, and me and Queen Mother Nana went over there, and we had the best time of my life. We were joking, talking, and all of that, telling stories, but her health was going bad, and so after that day that we had that great gathering, she passed 2 or 3 days later. But I just want to thank the Creator and the ancestors for blessing me to be on their journey and me on theirs. So Happy New Life ancestors. Now Queen Mother Nana Okofo, she passed also a couple years ago. So they were my queen mothers. They're my spiritual mothers, and I really appreciate that. But getting back to the Honorable Dr. Ramalana Karanga, he, like I said, he adopted 7 universal principles. This is not a religion. These are holy days that he established, and each day represented one of the principles. Kwanzaa is based on 7 days, from December the 26th through January the 1st. And when we meet each other on those days, which is today is Umoja Unity, is that we say Habai Gani. And Habai Gani means what's the good news? And you say back to them whatever day it is of the 7 principles. And the first day, which is today, is Umoja Unity. So I'm going to also explain to you what's supposed to be on the setup, the table, in representing Kwanzaa. They have different items on the table that represents Kwanzaa. And the first thing is the foundation. The foundation is the most important thing of everything. And the foundation is called the mkeka. The mkeka is either a straw mat or it's African material that you spread on the table. Mkeka is the foundation. This is Swahili, very easy language to learn, and we must teach our children that, because everybody got a language but us over here in America. Everybody understand what we're saying. So we need to adopt a language that's ours, specifically ours, like everybody else have. But the first one is the mkeka. On the mkeka is the zawadi, and the mazoa. Mazao. The mazao is the crops or the fruits or the food that they bring. The first crops is the mazao. So you put that on the table with in the horn of plenty. You put all of that in there, and then the next thing that we have on the table is the kanara. The kanara is the candle holder. It has 7 places on the candle that you put on the candle holder that you put the candles. Now the candle holder is a kanara, and the kanara represents the man, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. So you put the 7 candles, which is the mashuma cha. The mashuma saba. Mashuma saba means 7 candles, and you have 3. The first one is 3 reds. In the middle is the black candle, and on the right side is the 3 green candles. That's the 7. The whole scheme of it is red, black, and green. Red is for the blood, which is the lifeline of us as a people. Black is our race. Out of the darkness comes everything, including the light. We are all that. And green represents our land, the wealth of our land. And the next one, so the black man, which represents the Kanara, he upholds the 7 candles, the 7 principles, and he transmits it to his family, his community, his nation, and his race. The man takes charge to protect and provide for the community, for the nation. The next item you have on the mkeka is the mashuma. The kukembe, kekumbe, cha, kekumbe, cha, umoja. Sometimes, I get them kind of. I don't want to speak too fast, but that means kekumbe, cha, umoja means unity cup. That's Swahili. Okay, and in the unity cup, you put wine or water in it that represents the blood of our people. And you have a plant next to you, and you call out one of the ancestors, and then you pour the wine or the water in the plant, which waters the plant, and you say one of the ancestors' name, and everybody say Ashe. Ashe means you in agreement. The next item that's on the mkeka, which is a foundation, is the muhinde. Muhinde is the corn. You put how many ever children you have in your immediate family should be the amount of ears of corn on the mkeka. So if you have 1 child, you put 1. If you have no children, you still put 1 because all children are ours. So it represents the potential of each kernel that's on the ear represents the seed that has the potential to grow another stalk. And on each stalk in the yellow corn, you have 7 ears. So look how many seeds you have on each ear. So God wants us to replenish the earth and be here forever. That's what that represents. And the last thing is the zawadi. The zawadi are the gifts. And the gifts should be handmade and or educational. We need to stay away from those malls. People be tripping going into those malls. They be going crazy, giving white folks all of these other people all of our money to oppress us more, and we bragging about it. Got their names all across us and all of that, and we bragging about how much money we paid for it. That's a sign of insanity. We need to shop at black businesses. How many black businesses you have at the mall? You need to stay away from those malls, but you have to be intentional. Let's lift ourselves up, lift our people up, show more love and respect than ever before. And also on the MKK, you put you can put artwork on there, you can put different books, readings and so forth, but it should be in the scheme of red, black, and green. That's us as a people. So again, the 7 principles, each candle, the first candle or the first day, which is December 26th, is Umoja. That means unity. The second day is Kujichagulia, self-determination. So what you do is you light Umoja and then light Kujichagulia, which is the second day. You always light the candle before that day and then that day specifically. The third day is Ujima, collective work and responsibility. You celebrate those days, you celebrate those meanings all day long. So Ujima, collective work and responsibility, you like Umoja and Kujichagulia and then Ujima. The fourth day is Ujamaa, cooperative economics. So all day you celebrate cooperative economics, but you light the candles before that all up into that day. The fifth day is Nia, purpose. So you light all the candles up until Nia, and you celebrate Nia all that day. The sixth day is Kuumba, creativity. So you celebrate creativity all day. You light the candles before that all the way up to Kuumba. The seventh day, and matter of fact, Kuumba was the name of my health food store in the 80s. All right now. So just want to let you know that I've been in the movement for many years, ever since the 70s. I've been a vegetarian ever since then. I was there. I'm a pioneer of the health food business, and I thank the Creator and the ancestors for that. The seventh day is Imani, faith. So you light all the candles, Umoja, Kujichagulia, Ujima, Ujamaa, Nia, Kuumba, and then the last day, January the 1st, is faith. So you go in the new year with faith. You start, you end the year with the 6 principles, and you start the new year with the last principle of Imani, faith. So, like James Brown say, you end the year on a good foot and start the year on a good foot. And we have to be intentional, brothers and sisters, because we are programmed. We are heavily programmed. 500 years, that's 25 generations. It's a wonder any of us can think. But it's one thing, they can't get us all. So we are the deep divers. The ones who got the sense, the awareness. We are the deep divers. We are the deep-rooted ones. And we are the balancers. So we got to do all we can to make a contribution to rebounding from the slave experience, which is still going on today. So we must be intentional with all that we do and all that we think and all how we treat each other with love, with respect. So I love the Honorable Dr. Ron Milana Karanga. He did some deep diving to come up with this celebration. And this is really a celebration of life. A celebration of life. So we must celebrate our life at the end of the year into the new year. And like I said before, these 7 principles are 7 out of the many that is not based on religion. It's based on universal principles. That's why I don't understand why these pimps in the pulpit do not celebrate Kwanzaa. Why don't they spread the good news to their congregation so that we can feel better about ourselves, so that we can know where we come from, therefore we know where we are today, and then we can know where to go. Because if you don't know where you come from, you damn sure don't know where you at. And if you don't know where you're at, you damn sure don't know where you're going. It is what it is. So I thank the Creator and the ancestors who we celebrate for blessing me with the courage and the strength and the will to go head on through and honor and represent. And we must step it up. We must man up and we must woman up. We must mind up to carry this through because it's all about us first. So we must understand also that there are 5 things that I like to share with you that we should know or we might already know. But the first thing is that Kwanzaa is less than 60 years old. It started in 1966. So it's less than 60 years old, but it's powerful and everybody's catching on. And I hope these ministers and these I don't know what they call them titles, bishops and all of them. I hope they will relay the spirit of our ancestors to their congregation so that we can have more dignity and integrity. Yes, it is a must, it's necessary so that we can give our children a foundation and to empower them to be the great ones that they truly are. It's up to us. It's up to us. We got to do what we got to do. We got to go over and beyond the call of duty. So that's the first one, is that it's 60 years or less than 60 years old. The second one is we have to know that a lot of people celebrate Kwanzaa and Christmas because Kwanzaa is for us specifically. Christians, Christmas is for whoever else want to, but it's really based on white nationalism. Let me just tell you like it is. It is what it is. This is white nationalism because everything is white. And we got this phony illusion they call Santa Claus, giving him all the credit for all the work we do all year long, and we tell our children Santa Claus did it. In other words, the slave driver did it. So we giving all of the power to the slave driver, the one that got us in the pitiful condition that most of us are in. But understand, hey, make sure that they say color doesn't matter. If color doesn't matter, then why don't they tell us the truth about Jesus then? Woolly hair, feet of burning brass, that's black. Red eyes, that's us in Africa. And then we must also know that when you look in Genesis, the first book in the Bible, a lot of us overlooked certain things. They always talked about Egypt and Ethiopia. They was always talking about us. Daniel and all of them, Joseph, Daniel, Abraham, Adam, all of them were us. They were us. There were nobody else could have been in that land area but us. Everybody else came later. Johnny come lately, trying to make us feel they know it all. Sometimes they need to ask. And they need to ask us because we are the original people. So that means if we are the original people, we're God's chosen people. And we are Alpha and Omega. We have a responsibility to civilize the earth and everything in it and everybody in it. That's our responsibility, but they, tamper with our souls and through us. So we got to get it back. And that's why I really thank the Honorable Dr. Ramalana Kranger for having the courage and the will and the power to recreate something that is ours. So ministers and the black rabbis, the bishops and all of them, you need to go ahead on and tell your people the truth so that they can have more dignity and integrity. They can feel more empowered and feel much better with themselves about something that is ours. Nobody, no one questions the Jews when they talking about Hanukkah. No one questions the Mexicans when they have Cinco de Mayo. No one questions the Irish when they have St. Patrick's Day. Why is it that every time we have something, then they want to demonize it? And we allow them to do it. We shouldn't allow people to define us. We're not children. And if we are the children of the Most High, not these Johnny-come-latelys, these bullies, these murderers, these oppressors. I just want to tell you like it is, brothers and sisters. I don't have to exaggerate. It is what it is, but a lot of us don't have the courage to say that because we are under this illusion God loves everybody. Jesus loves everybody. For real? If Jesus loved everybody, why would he say sell everything and buy a double-edged sword? That means he's ready to go to war. Why did he go in the synagogue and run the money changers out of there? Jesus wasn't no punk. He was a warrior. That's why he said, when you believe as I believe, my Father in heaven is your Father. Things I do, greater things you can do. Why don't the leaders of these religious movements teach us that? Because they are part of the problem too. They sold their souls. But God got something for them too. It is what it is. Yeah, I said it. And I'm going to say what I say is what I mean, and what I mean is what I said. I say it once and I say it again. I'm honoring and representing our Creator and the ancestors. And that's what Kwanzaa is all about. Realigning ourselves, celebrating our life, celebrating our connection with the spiritual ancestors, understanding that we are the ancestors, the ones who are here. We are the ancestors having a human experience. So we must keep the connection with the spiritual ancestors who were blessed with the blueprint of life by our Creator to lead, guide, direct, and protect us along the way. Everybody have a responsibility to fulfill their purpose and to create a legacy that will last for generations to come. Each individual have that responsibility. That's why we're here. Some of us don't care, but that's all right. Everybody have to find their way, and there's consequences with every choice. Some people feel they're exempt. But again, let me get back to the 5. You know me, I veer off a little bit and give you some roots of where I'm coming from. The deep-rooted ones, the deep divers. Our Father calling on them right now, and I want to be in their number. So I have to prove myself worthy to be chosen. Now, the third thing, I said that a lot of them celebrate Kwanzaa and Christmas, but most of us just celebrate Christmas because we think that Kwanzaa is a religion when it's not. We're talking about universal principles. So the third thing is Kwanzaa is centered around 7 principles out of the many. I just explained to you what those principles were, but I pray that you do some studying yourself and find out for yourself, because you feel better when you do things yourself and see the positive results. The fourth thing is make sure that when you give gifts during the Kwanzaa celebration, it's handmade and or educational. Not bragging about polo and bragging about the big $500, the $1,000 pocketbooks and all of this nonsense. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm real. Siddiqui means truthful, trustworthy, dependable. And I have to make sure that name means nature, and that's my nature. So if you don't want to hear the truth, then I don't think you want to be around me, because it is what it is. Now, the fifth one is there's 3 presidents that acknowledge Kwanzaa. President Obama, President Clinton, and President Bush. But you know, Clinton and Bush were straight racists. They played both sides of the fence like all the snakes do. But they just did that to soften us up, not that they loved us. And we have to remember we don't need no one to define us. They did it for their own purpose. So let us acknowledge who we are and be blessed. So unity is the master key to community. Common unity. Again, unity is the master key to community, which is common unity. And when you bring everybody together as one, that is God. Don't be spooked up about that. It is what it is. And we must know the truth, because the truth is the light. And so let your light shine. So thank you, the Honorable Ron Milana Karanga, for all that you've done for us to bring some dignity and some power back to us. It's an opportunity. And thank you, Queen Mother Maisha Angoza, for carrying on Kwanzaa. If you look on Facebook and all of that, she's always there. She's a warrior. And she hosts the Honorable Ramalana Karanga every Kwanzaa season. So with that in mind, family, I'd like to say to you to keep your lights on and keep them bright at all times. Also, stay strong and keep your faith where it belongs. Life is about the survival of the fittest. The more fit you are, the better chance you have to be here with balance. Not falling all over the place, taking these drugs, going to these drug stores. We need to peep that drugstore. Come on now. Also, we must make sure that we do our best and let God do the rest. You must, in other words, you got to know when to hold and know when to fold. In order to do that, you have to have a sharp discerning spirit to know the difference. Also, keep your head towards the universe, where all strength comes from. And never give up and never, ever, ever give in, no matter how things seem. Seem is emotions. No matter how things seem, because everything is, always was, and always will be in divine order. God don't make no mistakes, but we do. But when you learn from your mistakes, it's all good. So keep on growing and keep on learning. You can't go wrong. And sometimes learning can be painful. But when you get on the other side of that pain, you can't beat the blessings. The struggle goes on, brothers and sisters, as long as you're alive. So with that in mind, I love you, I bless you, and I want you to prosper. Happy Kwanzaa, and have a blessed 7-day celebration in honoring our Creator and our ancestors, and showing more love and respect towards ourselves and one another. Hotep.